NBA basketball is a game of training and dedication. Large men strain towards great goals. Pleasure and pain intermingle, and the quest for the NBA title is fueled by pride and passion. Larry Bird follows his own shot. Oh, what a play! 5 seconds to go. Magic with a hook shot. Scores with 2. Jordan. Oh, a spectacular move by Michael. 5 seconds to go. Magic with a hook shot. Scores with 2. The 1984 NBA World Championship Series was a media circuit.
I don't know, what can you guys really work on in practice after the performance on Sunday? I mean,
Each team was strong, and the game was filled with fine players and engaging personalities. The Lakers arrived in Boston tired the day after beating Phoenix. They would have only 1 day's rest before beginning the finals. They held practice in their hotel ballroom to keep the travel to a minimum. The Celtics, on the other hand, were rested, loose, and very much at home. Casey Jones was the major link to the traditional Celtic greatness, having played on 8 championship Celtic teams. He knew the psychological value of those flags flying in Boston Garden. The Celtics had compiled the league's best record, but by game time, somehow they had become underdogs to the favored Lakers. And the loud and rabid Boston fans cheered them as if on a crusade. Abdul-Jabbar had come down with a serious migraine, missed practice, and was not expected to be at his best. But it was the Lakers who got off quickly. Coach Pat Riley ran his team with precision, and the Lakers ran off to a 20-6 lead and never looked back. Casey Jones tried to slow down the Laker drive, but it was Abdul-Jabbar who set the tone of the game. Though consistently double-teamed, he hit the open man, rebounded, and led the Lakers in scoring despite the effects of the migraine. It was an overpowering performance, and Celtics center Robert Parish, who had not faced a dominating big man so far in the playoffs, simply could not handle it. The Celtics had been stunned by Game 1 and held practice behind closed doors in an attempt to regroup. Something had to be done. Inside, the Celtics had to have been confused. They had been run ragged by the Laker break, and their game plan had come up empty. Robert Parish had been overmatched in the pivot, stifling their defense, and although Kevin McHale had played well, the Celtic fortunes rested even more heavily in the hands of Larry Bird. Larry Bird was the league's premier all-round player and Boston's favorite, and Michael Cooper, perhaps the league's best on defense, was assigned to guard him.
Well, you don't stop a Larry Bird. What you try to do is contain them, make them take something that they don't want to take. Instead of giving Larry a 15-footer, we'd like to have him to take an 18-footer with a hand or 2 hands in his face.
Cooper stayed with him. He had always been aggressive and played Bird tough. On defense, Casey Jones had developed a strategy to deal with Kareem. The Celtics helped Parish by putting 2 and sometimes 3 men on the Lakers center, dropping off a guard and sometimes a forward to stop the big man. In the first half, the strategy worked as the Celtics pried the ball loose and led by as many as 15 points. But the Lakers came back and with time running down, forced a turnover and raced for the basket to cut the lead to 2 at the half. Celtic fans were anxious as the game seesawed. Boston led by 1 late in the 4th quarter when James Worthy went over his defenders for the score. He was fouled and made the free throw for a 2-point Laker lead. With 20 seconds left, Kevin McHale was fouled and had a chance to tie the game. But he missed both free throws, and the Lakers got the rebound and called time. Things looked dark for the Celtics. The game had gotten out of their hands. Jack Nicholson figured that was Boston's last gasp. While Riley diagrammed the inbounds play, Casey Jones tried to conjure a response. Only diehard Celtic fans could hope for a miracle.
Now to Magic. Back over to Worthy, and it's picked off. Goes to Henderson, he lays it off and in. It's all tied up. A great play by Henderson.
But the Lakers could still win it. Worthy inbounded to Byron Scott, who got the ball to Magic Johnson.
Down to 9 seconds. Magic holding the ball. Magic trying to work on Maxwell. Magic has still got it down to 2 seconds. 1 second. He's going to have to shoot it. He doesn't get it off. He doesn't get it off. They get no shot at all.
The game went into overtime. The Celtics given new life and spirit. The fans thought Magic's game was coming apart, and Magic himself seemed uncharacteristically anxious. The overtime period was a struggle, and with the score tied, Scott Wedman put one up from the corner. Down by 2, the Lakers could still tie, but Robert Parish stripped Bob McAdoo, and suddenly it was over. The Lakers knew they had given this game away, but it went into the Celtics scorebook as a victory, and the man of the hour was Gerald Henderson.
Well, for a minute there, I could hear Johnny Booth going, "Henderson steals the ball."
The Celtics had gained a split with more than a touch of the leprechaun. But when the series came to the Forum, Laker fans had their own set of unexpected heroes. Kurt Rambis is the working class of the NBA. And in the third game, his coach, Pat Riley, said he was decisive.
He established an aggressive posture for us at the beginning of the game with the way he played, and it was contagious for our players. That's his job. That's his role. And that in itself is a talent. Hustle is a talent.
Rambis' rebounding and scoring sparked the Laker fast break. And in front of the hometown fans, L.A. went on a roll and ran the Celtics ragged.
The first 3 teams we played, they were non-running teams. They would slow it down, and L.A. is hit your wagons up and let's go for it.
The game was a rout, the most lopsided defeat in Boston playoff history, and the Celtics looked like beaten men.
I've been in a lot of embarrassing situations before, but this is definitely one of them, you know. I just feel that, you know, we got some great players on this team, but we don't have the players with the heart sometimes that we need. And until we get our hearts where they belong, we're in trouble.
The Lakers' championship chances were looking excellent. While Red Auerbach huddled with L.A. Raiders owner Al Davis, the Celtics were talking tough.
This is not to march it down, boys. Marching on to victory, that's what it is. March it down is already out on the floor.
For Game 4, the Forum fans were unusually vocal, and the Celtics' bravado was matched by the Lakers' easy confidence. The Lakers continued right where they left off, running to a 10-point halftime lead. They were looking spectacular. Casey Jones knew that unless he changed strategy, Boston would lose to the Los Angeles high style of Showtime finesse. In the heat of the moment, Boston developed a battle plan. The Eastern Conference was known for its physical play, and with few fouls called, the Celtics went on the attack. Riley was furious as the combat grew intense. And the game turned on a crucial play. L.A. rebounded and broke for the basket.
Cooper to Kareem, to Worthy, to Rambis. He should go the distance. Oh, look out!
Kurt Rambis was clotheslined by Kevin McHale, and a hard-fought game developed hard feeling. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, noted more for his finesse play than his elbows, crashed the boards with a vengeance. He and Larry Bird faced off, and tempers flared. The Lakers' cool was blown. Instead of setting the tone, they found themselves retaliating, and their well-honed concentration was disrupted. The Lakers ran, but the Celtics clawed back, using anger as motivation. And by the end of the third quarter, they had sliced the Laker lead to 2. Dennis Johnson was key in the resurgence, and the Celtics crashed the board. Robert Parish, who had been outplayed all series, emerged from his shell and began to make his presence felt. The game was tight the whole fourth quarter, but the physical pounding paid off for Boston. When after scoring 32 points, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar fouled out. The Lakers led by 2, and Larry Bird's 2 free throws tied the game with 16 seconds left to play. The Lakers had several options and enough time to operate, but just barely. With Kareem gone, Magic dribbled down and looked for Worthy.
Magic with 7, with 6. Magic takes the ball, and they throw. Magic throws it away. 3 seconds. Intercepted by Parish. Magic threw it right to Parish.
Again, Magic seemed unnerved. There was time enough to win, and after trailing most of the game, the Celtics could tie the series on 1 shot. Johnson inbounded to Bird. McHale's shot would have counted. But the game was tied. The Celtics had picked themselves up, and once again, it was into overtime. The Lakers took a small lead, then lost it, and with under a minute left, the Lakers